guys, this is Untold Stories. My name is Henrie. We are going to get into parenthood. This one is joy.
I think the most difficult thing for me has been like other people's judgment. So it's like when I was pregnant, everyone was like, oh, is the dad blind? I'm like, no, we don't all just live together. When I found out I was pregnant, I was working, I was living on my own, and I just had no idea that I was going to get pregnant. So I was born with a condition called chronic uveitis, which is basically inflammation in the back of the eye. I had the lens in my right eye removed at the age of 9, so I've been blind in my right eye since then. And I've had about 14 surgeries in the left eye to keep me with a tiny bit of vision, so I'm like registered severely sight impaired. I have a pimp stick, aka a cane. I have a pink and purple one actually because I'm not boring. And so when I found out I was pregnant, it was such a big shock. And I remember when I told my mum, and she actually like had the best reaction because she was just like, a baby is a blessing, like whatever you want to do, like I'll support you. And so it was kind of like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And my pregnancy was really difficult actually because I had hyperemesis, which is extreme morning sickness. So I like lost loads and loads of weight for once in my life, and it was just lots of trips to the hospital to give me like fluids and stuff. So the pregnancy was really difficult, and also going through that by yourself as well. I remember like having contractions, but obviously not knowing that they were contractions. And I was calling the hospital and they were like, well, you don't sound like you're in labour, so stay at home, blah, blah. I was rolling around my bedroom floor doing squats, and obviously my body was not built to do squats, so that's how I knew I was going mad. And then we finally got into the cab, and I remember the driver being like, are you okay? And I was just grunting at him. And he was like, don't worry, I'll get you there quickly. So we got there, and I remember my waters just broke in the back of the cab. And then we parked up outside. My mum went out to go and get help. And by the time she came back out, my daughter was literally in my knickers. I remember putting my hand down there because I was like, I couldn't believe that really just happened. And she put her whole hand around my one index finger, and she made one little cry, and I was relaxed. I was like, she's fine. And then when my mum came and she was so like, oh my god, I was like, no mum, she's fine. She cried, I heard her. And then the midwives came and they was like, obviously cut the knickers, my poor knickers, they cut the knickers off and took her inside, wrapped her in a towel. And I remember they was like trying to cover me up because my placenta was sticking out, and there was like people on the street and other taxi drivers in the taxi rank, and they were like beeping their horns and stuff. And I remember thinking like, mate, you're trying to cover me up. They've all just seen everything. I don't care. Like, it's fine. And then, they was like wheeling me in a wheelchair, and then they brought her close to me and they was like, your baby's fine. She's right here. So that was quite traumatic. I guess it was very quick, the labour, so I can't really complain, but it was just very strange. When I was pregnant, people used to be like, oh, is the dad blind as well? And I'm like, no. They're like, oh, is the child gonna be blind? Like it was some horrible, awful thing. And I was like, no, I don't think so, but we'll soon see, won't we? And she's not, she's sighted, but it's almost like other people underestimate me sometimes as a parent because they're like, how can you see the dangers? And it's like, how do you stop being stupid?
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Untold Stories. If you have missed any episode, make sure you go back and watch, and make sure you subscribe as well for the episodes that are to come.